Yes, hold on. It has not started recording yet. Now it's recording. Now I'll say it again. I am fully hard.
I am erect as well.
Erect.
I'm gonna say that I'm nice and cozy.
Oh, okay.
Like
okay.
I feel like I feel like I'm in an hour before hard because this is about to get good.
Oh yeah.
So
I'm so excited.
I'm ready to go. Ready to make it. Take it to the streets.
I feel like that's some like snapping in the background for some reason.
Yeah.
Keeps mowing shining.
Yeah, because it's given West Side Story vibes.
Yes, thank you. That's exactly what I was thinking.
I love it.
Welcome,
Okay.
Silver Screen Queen, season 2.
Woo!
Episode whatever
Woo!
it is, 4, 3, 2.
This is 4, I believe.
Wow.
Well, it's 5 because you did a beautiful mini-sode, by the way, my love.
Oh, thank you.
So,
I'm very proud of it.
Sexy.
You should be. It's fucking incredible. If you're listening to this and have not listened to that, fuck you. Go back.
Yeah, you need. Yeah.
Oh, it is 5. It is the 5th episode. Holy shit! Time does fly.
Honest.
In year 2 of this show as
Isn't
well.
that crazy?
Congrats to us.
I can't even like express how different and perfect this is from what I thought. Like we weren't getting together in person. This was before the pandemic.
Yep.
That we started this thing, and the way it's evolved is just perfect.
Yeah, this really works for us. We were putting in those miles.
Yeah.
Oh God. I mean, I honestly, and I think like we said, it shows us that, I think it helped us stay close and get closer if that's humanly possible.
Quarantine.
Yes.
And so physically, I actually saw a photo recently in my time hop that was one of our first episodes of the first season. And we were wearing I was wearing our SSQ shirt that we got. And it was like, it just feels like so long ago, but I miss it and I love it.
I know.
And I'm just so proud of us. But
look at how far, show fucking aside, I genuinely feel like I'm a different person than when we.
Yes.
Oh yeah. I feel like, pandemic aside,
right.
We, each of us and together, have grown so much as people and as horror fans.
Yeah. Absolutely.
I love it.
Absolutely.
So, speaking of being horror fans, there is more to us than just horror. So as our intro this week, we gotta know what's your top 3 non-horror movies?
Oh God, this is so hard.
Are either of you ready to go? Because I
are you locked and loaded?
About this all day. I've been dying to ask.
Go.
You go.
Okay. So I keep on my phone a notes app, and every couple years I like to relist my top 5 movies.
Okay.
So I'm just gonna pull the ones that aren't horror from that list.
Okay.
Dead Poet Society.
Yes.
Obviously. Little Miss Sunshine.
Oh my God.
And I don't know. There Will Be Blood might be considered horror.
Wow.
I'm gonna say yeah.
And if that's considered horror, then Oh Brother, Where Art Thou?
Okay, can I just say those are the most Emily movies.
Yeah.
Honestly.
They're all turtleneck films.
I might be able to go, but I think that I don't know if the ones I like are horror either.
I know.
I think
tricky.
they are.
It's tricky.
Shit.
Lay them on us. We'll be the judges.
Okay, hold on. Okay.
Oh my God, don't feel pressure, my love.
No, you're just gonna literally the amount of judgment that will be passed on me by the human race that listens to this is just insurmountable. If I had to off the top of my head name some favorite movies. My actual favorite movies are Silence of the Lambs and The Thing and movies like that, but those are horror movies, so I can't do it. I'm gonna go with Billy Madison.
Ooh, good.
I'm gonna go with. I was literally gonna say Happy Gilmore, but I cannot do that because that is not okay.
One Adam Sandler per person.
One Adam Sandler per person. I'm gonna go with. I'm gonna go with Ace Ventura: Pet Detective because this is who I am.
Yep. Mm-hmm. I love it.
And then these are terrible. This is not my top 3, but I'm gonna go with one more. Let's go with Constantine as a horror movie. Never mind. I really loved BlacKkKlansman. I'm gonna say that.
Yes, that was fantastic.
Yeah.
Very good. Very good.
Honestly,
I like those.
I will say though, like Get Out was also incredible.
Horror movie.
Damn it! Okay, well, that's fine. So
She's like, you know what was great? Saw.
You know what was my favorite movie?
You ever heard of a little film called Dracula?
I keep wanting to say movies that are scary, and it's not working.
Hellraiser is just such an American classic. I
God.
really think.
You know that not scary movie, Green Room? That one.
What's that family classic with the cemetery and the zombies? Nope.
There's that indie one with the guy that he's leather. It's like a face mask.
Yeah.
But
There's
honestly,
I don't know. I think it's South.
I will say though that my favorite movies change based on how I feel that day. So for today, those are my
Do me a favor, make a list and check in with yourself every year because it gets interesting.
I'm always all about those lists.
I'm all about those lists. I am constantly checking in with myself because, who knows what's going on up there.
I should, honestly, I'm going to do it. And then in 5 years, we'll check. And if it's still Billy Madison, just someone call somebody.
I'm going to call me and we'll watch fucking Billy Madison.
Honestly, that's all I wanted.
Yeah,
that's all
every
I wanted.
time.
Blaine, what about you?
Can I just say the first thing that comes to mind when you say the words Billy Madison, I just see like Adam Sandler at the doorway and there's the penguin on the steps and he's just like, sorry to interrupt. That's all. That's the first thing that comes to mind.
It's damn hot for a penguin out here.
Blaine doing Adam Sandler is my favorite thing that's ever happened. I want to fall asleep to that every night, and I guarantee you I will have good dreams and manifest all of my goals.
Oh, you truly do have the weirdest taste.
Yeah, but you love me.
I love it.
Okay, so my non-horror movies. Number one, Molly's Game.
Ooh,
so fantastic. Like if you haven't watched it, you have to watch it. I am a sucker for When Harry Met Sally. I mean, who isn't?
Also haven't seen it.
What?
I don't understand you.
It's because it takes place in New York. You know my feelings.
You have seen all of the shitty 80s movies.
I know!
And it's fake sex in a deli? Baby.
I know. It screams me.
Gosh. And I don't know. Because like
horror movie.
Well, and I was gonna be like, oh yes, Promising Young Woman. I've seen that like 8 times. Horror.
That's what's tricky. Like even like There Will Be Blood. Like it's tough to really find something that doesn't have that element.
You know what movie I really love? An Education. That was a great movie.
I've never seen
Education.
that.
I've never seen that.
Education is with the girl who it's a really good movie, worth watching. It's like a British movie about this girl, and she kind of she's in high school, she starts like hanging out with this older guy, and like she gets an actual education about what people are like, and it's just fun.
Oh, that's
All
pretty
right,
cool.
I'm here for
I
it.
guess, okay, so for the third one, I'm just gonna throw one out there because I just watched it today and I love it. I finally bought it because I just keep seeking it out. But it's also got like that mystery, like whatever. It's a Simple Favor.
Ooh, what is? I have not seen that.
Oh, it's so great. It's like a mystery / comedy with Anna Kendrick and Blake Lively, and they are beautiful. Like their chemistry together is just, and it's directed by Paul Feig, so it's perfect.
Also,
I watched that for the first time last weekend. It's so good.
Okay,
so
also
much fun.
I retract any of my films and add in Clue. Just saying.
Yes, of course.
Yeah,
sorry.
I mean, Curry.
Yeah, but honestly, I was telling Emily off of the recording and Blaine that earlier today I just shouted, "That's a good moida," or "That's a bad moida," and that is interestingly enough the title of Emily's incredible presentation this evening.
Great segue, Steph.
I know. I try.
You are the queen of segues. I can't take it.
I probably could never ride a Segway, but I can make it happen audibly.
I could ride a Segway. I saw 2 children.
Get out.
I saw 2 children. Like, why? Why am I seeing children?
When?
No, thank you.
But
Boo.
the other day, I was driving and I saw these 2 children successfully riding hoverboards.
Which
Get
trash.
the fuck out.
And I'm like, where is your equilibrium? Because, like,
Ooh.
I so much as looked over my shoulder riding a bike when I was younger, and it was right off. Right
Hubris
off,
of these
down
bastards.
for the count. These fucking kids are gonna rule the world. I mean, hopefully, if they grow up.
I didn't learn how to ride a bike until I was 19.
Bless
What?
you,
I learned
sweet child.
I learned how to ride a motorcycle before I learned how to ride a bike.
That's fucking
But it's
This
easier
is-
because you have the momentum. It's so much easier. It's
No, but that
heavier, it has
tracks.
momentum. Yeah, I mean,
that's very
reckless.
you, and I love it.
reckless and wrong. Spells, Emily.
I fucking love that.
But yeah, also you can get motorcycles very cheap with almost no supervision. It's very easy if you live near.
I mean, that's
the Manheim
America.
Auto
babe.
Auction. Yeah, fair. Also guns. They're just handing them out everywhere. We should
Yeah.
stop that, by the way. Please, fucking
Please.
So anyway, back to murder. I've been drinking champagne all day. If you're listening to this,
We're about to have the ride of our lives.
ride of our life. I'm a mom of a 2-year-old who drinks maybe a glass of wine a month, and I've been drinking champagne for 2 days. So that's a good murder. If you've been listening to the show longer than 12 seconds, it's an ongoing thing. That's a good moida. It's my favorite thing in the world. So
Buca
I've narrowed it down. It's a good moida. And Buca de Beppa also,
Beppa.
but that's more an outside thing. So that's a good murder. We're gonna have our sound. Oh God, that's a terrible sound. Hold on. It was supposed to be like.
Ah.
There we
You know,
go.
all of my glassware is so cheap, I could never make a sound happen.
I tried to hit it with the air pump, but I forgot it was from the dollar store. So I've narrowed it down to my top 10 horror movie deaths with a few honorable mentions at the end. Do not come at me. These are my top 10. I know. There's a lot
We're
of
coming
horror
for you, baby.
I
Oh my
can't
gosh.
wait.
I can already feel some fucking Esquire reading bitch being like, you forgot. Shut up. I know.
I didn't forget. I just don't like it.
There's a lot of fucking horror movies if you
You
have
know what? I would tell that girl to go fuck herself, and I'd let her know that the official state vegetable of Oklahoma is a watermelon.
First, holy shit. What?
Wait, that's a
true.
vegetable? I thought it was a fruit.
Sure, I swear to God,
What?
it's not. This is a real fact. Not out of nowhere, I'm sorry.
We just need to take a pause to contemplate that.
Yeah, I'm not okay. But I do assure you that there is a ranking system to my madness. So, next slide.
Oh my God, I'm so hard.
How we're ranking this shit. We got a point system, okay? Each category is worth 3 points for a total possible score of 18, plus 2 points, which I'm calling these give me dopamine.
Yes.
A, how good was the movie? So, like, doesn't matter how good the murder is if no one's gonna fucking watch the movie.
Right.
So, worth 3 points. B, gore factor. Does it make me want to throw up, or can I eat a hot dog through it? You guys
Always hot
know
dog.
I have a very high bar for hot dog eating in general and during horror movies. C, scare factor. Is it scary? Does it actually scare us? Again, common theme. Does it actually scare us, or is it just like a hokey thing?
Right.
D, how shitty is the victim? How
Right.
much do I want them to die? Because it's very satisfying when a shitty victim gets murdered. E is significance to the story. Does it matter at all, or is it just kind of like a random kill on the go? And F is showmanship, or like flair factor. So
Oh my God.
we start.
You're gonna break that glass by the end of
Oh,
the night.
absolutely. I've already broken it. Dead asleep.
Yes.
This is
Oh, fuck you.
Death by Sleeping Bag. The movie, Friday the 13th, Part 7. The New Blood. The murderer, Jason Voorhees, played by Kane Hodder, which undoubtedly the best Jason Voorhees
the
that we've
only.
ever.
This is the best thing I've ever seen.
So I fucking this is such a good moida. The victim is Judy, who is played by Deborah Kessler, which I believe this was her only role. I've linked the full clip in the slide. If you're following along, feel free to watch the moida. But essentially, Jason Voorhees takes an unsuspecting camper, who of course is engaging in premarital sex because Jason Voorhees reasons, and like puts her in her yellow sleeping bag and just kind of fucking whacks her against a tree until she's dead. It's beautiful.
Honestly, the cat in a bag flailing that's happening
It's
is
so
just comedy gold.
It's amazing.
I love it when the killers go out of their way to like really just have an all genre kill, where it's like there's comedy, there's suspense, there's drama. Like, oh my goodness, fuck me up.
I love when they shake stuff around like it's like you're trying to make a glitter ornament.
Yeah, like a glow stick. Yeah,
like you're like, I gotta make sure it's really covered. Yeah.
So we have a total score of 12 for this murder. Let's break it down. How good was the movie? I'm giving this a 2 out of 3. It's not the best Friday the 13th movie. So this is the 1988 American slasher. This was directed by John Carl Bueller, I believe, starring Lara Park, Lincoln, Kevin Blair, Susan Blue, Terry Kissler, and of course Kane Hodder. Kane Hodder, this was his first appearance as Jason Voorhees. He would go on to reprise his role in 3 subsequent films, and it's the 7th installment in Friday the 13th franchise. So, not the best Friday the 13th movie by far, but still a Friday the 13th movie, 2 out of 3. Gory? No. 1 out of 3.
There's like 9.
You don't actually see blood. It's fun. You get a bludgeon, but not a lot of gore. Right. Is it scary? Again, 1 out of 3. It's not scary. It's funny.
It's funny.
I enjoy it. It's silly. A little bit of scariness, just enough that like people die in the woods, but that's the whole movie.
Right.
Are they a shitty person? Is the victim a shitty person? As you will note, the icon for this is Mitch McConnell.
Yes. I love it so much.
So we're doing through the eyes of the murderer on this one. She was engaging in premarital sex, and Jason Voorhees' eyes, he thinks that makes her deserving of death. I, on the other hand, get your shitties out, girl. Have fun. Then we... So not a bad person, but in the eyes of Jason Voorhees. Then we have significance to the story. None. It's bummer, dude. Sorry. Style.
Oh yeah, yeah,
baby. The beautiful
snaps
style
for Jason.
Perfect.
Oh,
and
I
then
love it.
2 points for my dopamine. 2 out of 2 for a total of 12 points and dead asleep.
Beautiful, beautiful kill. Beautiful time.
Yes.
I love starting with the Friday the 13th too. Oh God, that was so bad. Hold on. It's not working. There we go. Next slide, bitches.
Yes.
All right. We got a shower slayer, baby. Death by mommy issues. 1960s Psycho. The murderer is Mama / Norman Bates, if you know, you know, played by Anthony Perkins. And fucking you should know. Psycho. Come on. The victim, of course, is Marion Crane, played by Janet Leigh. Again, I've linked the entire murder in the slide for you. But this gets a 14, so it's 2 above the previous. We'll run through them quick. So 3 out of 3 for movie. It's fucking Psycho, right?
Yeah.
Holy shit. 1 out of 3 for gore. You don't really see the blood. Yeah. But this was not really, this is a gore factor in terms of 1960. This is the first movie that you saw a toilet flush in, which I just really love. Fun fact.
Whoa!
And it barely got through. They almost had to cut it out, which is hilarious.
No.
That was the thing that they had to almost cut out of the scene.
Wow.
Scary, 2 out of 3. It's not like a super horrifying death, but it's also a woman alone being murdered in a shower, which is very vulnerable. It's scary.
In a hotel, like, oh God.
Exactly. Ugh, fucking horror. Especially because she's like already on the run. Which brings us to, is she a shitty person? Again, I'm going through the eyes of the 1960s folk watching this movie. So she did just embezzle a bunch of money, but again, I say, get it, bitch. Take that bag and go.
Yeah, good for her.
Good for her. She deserved it. Importance to the story. That's the whole fucking thing. 3 out of 3, baby. Done.
Can I just like pause here and like I remember the first time I watched Psycho, I was so thrown whenever she was killed. I was like, but where do we go from here?
Right.
What's it all about?
That it is really shaking the first time you watch it.
Yeah. Well, because you don't know.
That.
Yeah, you don't feel like the movie can continue because she's been your main character thus far.
And I was rooting for her.
What was your first experience with Psycho? When did you watch it first?
I can't exactly remember, but I'm pretty sure it was just like on TV one day or something.
Oh my God.
And I was just like, well, what's this shit? And then she died, and I was like, well, I don't know what to do for the rest of the day.
Well,
And I was probably like 8, and I was like, well, do I color? What do I color? What's it all about?
I literally watched it for the first time about 6 months ago.
What?
Yep. I had never seen it fully through. I had watched bits and pieces, and I had never watched it.
So I assume you knew the end when you watched it.
I knew everything. I just never
Was that
saw it.
weird watching it that way for the first time? Or
No,
were you
because
appreciative?
it's still there's still so much like plot that it was actually riveting, and I didn't really know how it was gonna work, like how the end was gonna come to be the way it came, and I still loved it.
That final shot to me is still the scariest frame in the whole movie, where he's just sitting there and the fly lands on him.
Yep. And I mean, just watching it after we've had so many discussions about horror, really made it even that much more, like we've said, we watch movies differently now, and that definitely happened for me when I watched this.
I just hear rolling thunder in the background.
It's so fucking crazy.
You're gonna hear it on both of ours.
It's very erotic. Crazy. It's getting real cuckoo.
It's a perfect mood. I'm so sorry to have interrupted, but yes, please continue on with your ratings.
Oh no, I love this. It's perfect. Please interrupt me 100,000 times. Also, I think I said she embezzled $60,000. It was $40,000.
Well, let's get that fact right, because we care about it.
Super a lot.
Give her more.
No. Give her more. If we're for inflation, it's more than that now, bitch. So, I was right. Ding. Next slide.
Oh my god.
We got the heartbreaker of the list. Life is Ghoul. Death by 1312.
This is one. Listen, this is what I cried when he died.
Yeah.
So this is Night of the Living Dead. This is Ben's death, which is the protagonist of Night of the Living Dead. It's a 1968 American classic. It's the first real zombie flick. I believe we've covered this before. So if you've listened to this podcast for any amount of time, you know it. But yeah, heart-wrenching death. It's not a good moida, but it affects you. So the murderer is so Sheriff McClelland orders the kill. It's an unnamed person that's assisting the police, which again somehow makes it even more heartbreaking, because it's not even like he's accepting the blood on his hands. The victim is Ben, played by Dwayne Jones, and again, the full link is in the slide here for you. The movie is a 3 out of 3. Fucking incredible movie. Are you kidding me? Gore is a 1. You don't even really see it happen. You just kind of see his body being put into a mass grave after the shot. Is it scary? Fuck yes. 3 out of 3. Terrifying. Horrifying death. Bad person? Obviously not. If I could give it negative points, I would, which technically I could, but we're not going to talk about the fact that I made the rules. Importance, 3 out of 3. Again, if I could give it more, I would. Holy shit. That's the whole thing. Style, 1. All caps are bastards. End of sentence. And I give it 2 not dopamine points, but this was just like it affected my soul. Point.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a good one. That's a good moida.
Yeah.
But it's just
it's a bad moida, but it's a good
bad
one.
moida, but
like,
it's also
bad and good,
notable,
all at the same time.
It's also one of the few that I consider just like a straight up murder.
Yeah.
Like I had a really hard time with this list, because there were several that I wanted to include that I was like, this isn't a murder, this is just a death.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I wanted to include in the beginning of Hereditary when what's the daughter?
Yeah.
She's killed. But I was like, that's just an accident. Like that's not a murder. It's a shocking death. And this is 100% a murder.
Can I just say I love this clip of Ben just getting that cigarette 900 times, is like giving me life.
Yes.
Because I love
it. You deserve it.
I already had this gift saved on my computer for quite some time.
Because
before this presentation, in a folder called Taxes 2016.
Oh my god.
All right. It doesn't cling as well. There we go. Next.
Oh shit.
Dead as a door frame. This gift doesn't exist because it is from Italian 1979 movie Zombie with an I. Zombie 2, actually. This was actually released as a sequel to Dawn of the Dead, 1978's Dawn of the Dead
Oh,
without the
what?
permission of George Romero. It was just an Italian director Fulci, that he just kind of decided that it would be a sequel to it in Italy. So he called it Zombie 2, hoping
Wow.
that he would make that jump without having to
Okay.
pay the royalties of it. It worked. It had a big release because of it.
Can I ask a question? Because I think
Yeah.
Blaine and I have not seen this. Can we watch it and react to it?
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay, Blaine,
I-
on the count
Don't
of
be eating.
3.
Don't be eating. Just don't be eating. It's a little bit into the clip. I don't know.
Okay, so I'm watching.
I sped up.
Something's going on.
Okay, she's trying to barricade.
She's got the door. She's in the room. She's beautiful.
She is beautiful.
Oh, the tension.
Oh God, she's shaking. That door's shaking. I don't know if it's hot or not. Nope, I'm gonna say it's not hot.
Well,
Girl,
they're on a
I think
tropical
you should have
island.
did that earlier.
They are on a tropical island, so yeah.
Like I feel like she wasted a lot of oh no!
So much.
She wasted so much time.
Yeah. Ugh.
Okay, now move your damn head, girl.
I'm gonna get a hot dog. Or champagne.
Do it.
Oh shit. Oh snap.
Oh yes.
Okay.
Wow.
All right. Okay. Hello.
Wow.
Whoa.
Beautiful. Absolutely. Wow.
Girl.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
Thank you for bringing this into our life.
Oh my God. So I would
Yeah.
recommend this movie. Like I said, it's a 1979 movie. It's an Italian film. It was released in Italy with the title Zombie. They added the 2 afterwards. It also has like its own score that has been released independently and performed independently. That's very good. But the synopsis is strangers are searching for a young woman's missing father. They arrive at a tropical island where a doctor desperately seeks the cause and cure for a recent epidemic of the undead. So very classic synopsis.
I feel like this is like
The title of this video is just called Big Fucking Splinter to the Eyeball.
Right.
honestly,
And it's not wrong.
It is not wrong, but I just need to tell you my biggest pet peeve of murders is eyeball things.
Oh yeah.
So
it's a
this
rough
is
one.
heavy. I didn't
Very
even look
triggering.
at it honestly. I
That's a
closed
good
my
call.
eyes.
To me, like eyeball murders though, they're cheap shots. Like it's like
Right.
okay, everybody's uncomfortable with the eyeball. Like just get it over with.
Okay,
It's a shock
because it's
value.
also the most fragile fucking part of your body. But note to self, I one time walked straight into a fucking tree branch in the eyeball and everything was fine. So this could be
God damn.
exaggerated.
I don't
Damn.
know. But it's a good murder.
It's a good
Yeah,
murder.
It's a good murder.
It's
So
a pretty fucking crazy murder.
it's a fucking crazy. So Dead as a Door Frame is our title for this one. It's Death by Zombie. It's an unknown zombie, which I think this is the only murder on the list that comes from an unnamed character.
Holy shit.
So that's
Oh, yeah.
fun. The victim is Paola Maynard. I apologize for my pronunciation of
Paola.
that. Thank you. She I believe she plays the researcher's wife. So she is there to help. So when we get to Did They Deserve It, I guess you can guess the answer. So was the movie good? 1 out of 3. It's fun to watch, but watch it once and maybe not with food. Like it's a good, you know what I mean? There's like all trauma movies are that way, except for The Toxic Avenger.
Yeah.
Like I'll watch
Oh.
that at any time. But like Tromeo and Juliet, watch it once and then be done with it.
Yep.
So 1 out of 3. Gore, 3 out of 3. Amazing. Scary,
Mhm.
3 out of 3. Eyeballs, gross. Did she deserve it? 1 out of 3. Probably not. Importance to the story, 2 out of 3. It's not like it doesn't change the game, but it does turn the volume up on the situation.
Right.
I think that she's one of the first that they confirm that it's a zombie death. Like I think that they're still trying to figure out what's going on. It's been a while since I've seen this, honestly. But I believe it's like one of the first ones that's a really confirmed kill from the zombies. Style, 3 out of 3. Well done, unknown zombie. And dopamine, 2 out of 2, because the suspense.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
And
Just
again,
a joy.
note to self, if you don't gotta hold the damn door, get the fucking shit in front of it first.
Right?
Yeah, like, what's...
Also, like, yeah.
Could you have moved anything else? Like, why were
Yeah.
you so focused on that
Girl.
goddamn dresser?
It was important to her.
Ugh.
Very important. All right.
Ooh.
Yes!
Death by floral misarrangement.
That's fantastic.
What the fuck is this?
So this is the sorry, I love this death so much.
Incredible.
This is the movie Frankenstein. Boris Karloff famously plays Frankenstein's monster in the 1931 classic. This is little Maria's death. This is what turns the entire village against Frankenstein's monster and Frankenstein himself. So this is when he happens upon Maria, who's throwing petals into the pond. It's after he like makes it out into the real world, and she's offering him a flower, and you think, oh, he's showing humanity, maybe his humanity will like come alive in him, but he doesn't understand the difference between a flower and a person, and then he yeets little Maria right into the pond, and then you later see her lifeless body being carried through town by her father, and that is what turns the entire village against Frankenstein.
So he thinks because she's throwing petals in the water, she's like, take me and throw my ass in the water.
I think that he thinks you throw pretty things into the water, like cute things or fun things. Like it's just fun to throw things into the water.
I guess nobody doesn't solve a problem like Maria.
How do you catch a cloud and drown it down?
I want this.
Yeah.
Like, I can't. The way she's being yeeted into the water is just fabulous.
She's just like, fine, it's my time.
Whatever.
I'm 6. I've been here long enough.
If this bitch could swim, then this would be a fun game if this bitch could swim, because I feel like he'd just keep going for days.
She could just kneel in that amount of like it wouldn't
like come on. This
and she totally like spread eagles and embraces the water. Like, this is it.
You know that this was the best day of her life. She's like, you're telling me I just have to swim all day. And like her hair is also pristinely curled, which means they just got fucking sick of doing it over and over again. So yeah, it's a good Morta. The movie, we're gonna give that a 3 out of 3. Obviously, it is not gory. 1 out of 3. You really don't even know she's dead until you see her being dead later. Is it scary? I give it a 2 out of 3 because it's the sheer idea that you can be killed as an idea of ignorance. It's kind of of mice and men still of like.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking, Lenny.
Ignorance. Right. It's not necessarily malice that kills you, which is scary. Did she deserve it? Probably, but I still gave it a 1 out of 3.
Dumbass.
Hey, monster. Why don't you fucking play by the what? Whatever. 1 out of 3, I guess. Importance 3 out of 3. This is like the entire apex of the story. 3 out of 3 for style, bitch. I mean, he's in a suit.
Good job, monster.
I mean, yeah, that was some style and shit right there.
And it gives me all of the dopamine. So 2 out of 3 for a total of 15 points. So this is our second 15 rating in this lineup, but it's very good. Any feelings on this Morta or this death rather? Because I don't know if murder is the right word.
I'm just gonna go watch Frankenstein again.
I
This
love
is delightful.
I've never seen this one, so
Oh my god. Well, I've ruined it for you. So
I'm gonna go watch it.
Don't. This is the best part. No, you should. You should. It's a good
Oh my.
And the good thing about this movie, much like the other movies of that time, it's only at like maybe a cool 70 minutes.
Mm-hmm.
Like, it's beautiful.
It's just like a pre-gamer to a horror movie. You're just like, all right, what next? Oh man. All right. So next slide. We've got the lost plane. Death by chainsaw plus gravity. We're talking 2000's American Psycho.
This is fantastic.
Okay. Damn.
So can I begin by asking you both what you think of the ending of American Psycho?
I love it.
But what's your takeaway? Do you think that he committed these murders, or do you think?
Wait, can I ask a question? Can I ask a question?
Yeah.
It's been a really long time since I've seen it. Can you refresh me what happened at the end?
So essentially, I have like the like Wikipedia thing here, but it's the idea is this investment banking executive Patrick Bateman. He has this like psychopathic, like alter ego.
Right.
He's hiding from his friends and and everybody, but he's a murderer and just like very violent sexual fantasies all the time. And you're left not quite sure if he is a murderer and he's just getting away with it because of his privilege,
Right.
or if he's genuinely just having psychotic breaks with reality because of
Right.
And he becomes so paranoid at the end. And it's like, oh my God.
Just killing homeless people and shit. Like,
I need to rewatch this shit.
It's very
Kinda
it also looks just like my friend.
ATM kittens.
But he has a really good record collection. So.
Yeah.
And really, really good business cards, but not quite the best.
They're okay.
They're okay. You look like an idiot. So if you remember, Stephanie, that's always plagued me because I go back and forth if I think that this is an actual thing that he's done or if this is just the mind of a white collar criminal.
Right. I don't know.
Okay, fair. Totally. I think that you're not supposed to. I would argue, but I don't know. Blaine, what do you think?
Oh God, I want to say no. I don't think he did it. I think he is a pretty boy with way too much time on his hands, and he's basically just thought himself into paranoia and fantasy.
Yeah. I love the idea that he thinks that he's tough shit and isn't.
Yes.
But I also love the idea of that being the commentary being that the rich literally get away with murder.
Right? Yeah. Well, in either way, it's like such. Oh my God, it's just a great movie. And I love that it's like directed by a woman, and
it's made for the female gaze, which is amazing.
Honestly, I need to rewatch this motherfucker because look at his bloody back.
Girl.
I will say Christian Bale has the most, I think, intense transformations I've seen from film to film.
Oh, yeah. I don't want to know what his insides look like. They cannot be.
Like, honestly, it's macrame at this point. Who knows?
Yeah. It's just there's just like an air plant in the middle of it.
It's honestly, I think he might just be a little alien in there, like in Men in Black.
Probably. Yes. So again, American Psycho, fucking amazing movie. So we have Patrick Bateman, the murderer, who's played by Christian Bale. The victim is Christy, who's played by Cara Seymour. Again, the full clip's in there. I give this movie a 3 out of 3. I fucking love this movie.
Yeah.
And also the murder is he just drops a fucking chainsaw down like numerous flights of stairs and somehow gets there. It's incredible.
Yeah, which is evidence. Like, you know what? We're not going to get back into it. Yes,
it can't be real. But like, also, is that just whatever? I don't know. It's too much. Gore, 3 out of 3. Super gory, chainsaw, gravity. You get it.
Yes.
Scary. Yeah. A cis white man. Yeah, that's scary to me.
Naked, like no shame, just naked, chasing you down the hall with a fucking chainsaw.
And the other thing is, this is an apartment complex, so no one else is opening their doors. No one's checking to see if she's out.
Okay, I'll be honest with you.
Shit anyway.
I'll be honest with you. That checks out.
Right.
For sure.
So terrifying. 3 out of 3.
Yeah.
Did she deserve it? No. 1. Importance to the story. 2. It's important. I mean, she definitely gets murdered, and it's also like when he's having his biggest break with reality. I would argue
it's important. I mean, she definitely gets murdered.
She definitely gets murdered. It happens. But I mean, like, he does let the other girl go. I guess I should state that he let the other girl go. Yeah, it's important, but it's not the only murder he commits in this movie by far. Style 3. Holy shit, impossible. Dopamine 1 out of 2. It's not my favorite on the list, but it's good. It's a good movie.
I mean, you gave it a 16.
Give it a 16. That's the thing that sucks about giving yourself rules. Because I think that's better, but this one just adds up. So here we are. I like it.
Yes.
16. Next slide. Bedwetter.
Oh my God.
Death by Pillow Talk, baby.
Oh my God. There are so many movies I have not seen in this, and I need to get my life together.
Wait,
you've not seen this?
No,
right. She's not into it.
Everything, it's all my creepy things that like scare me.
Oh, right.
Fair.
So, just Stephanie's horror. This is 1984 classic Nightmare on Elm Street, and this is Johnny Depp getting moited. Freddy Krueger, played by the amazing Robert Englund, killed Glenn Lance, Johnny Depp. This is, I believe, Johnny Depp's first legitimate role. Again, full clip in the slide. The movie, I give it a 3 out of 3. Y'all know that I love an 80s slasher, and this is up there. Gore, literally, his bed vomits blood onto the ceiling.
That's hot, though.
3 out of 3. I do love it. Scary. It's too outlandish to be scary. You know.
Okay, so all right, I'm gonna spar with you there.
Please do.
So we have to. I think what's important to remember, like as we go through these, is like for someone first, like Steph, who hasn't seen it, the first time she sees it, she would probably shit her pants. Like, be like, what? That's like insane. And just like, it's terrifying to think of. Like, you know, when I was a kid and I saw this, I was like, nope, that's too much. I don't want to be swallowed by my bed. My bed's a safe space.
Fair, yeah.
Like, and in like in your, oh my God. Yeah. So like, I would differ with you on whether or not it's scary. Just because,
No, that's a really good
I wish
point.
I could provide any insight as to my thoughts.
Okay.
And my only thought is this looks like a Seder at Vincent Price's house. This is full borscht flying out of a blanket.
Yeah, it looks like my second day of my period.
Yeah, that's what I was gonna say.
Girl,
like,
me too. Everyone else is like first day, and I'm like, no, second day.
No, first day is like, you know, maybe heavy petting, but like then second day is when we go balls deep.
Thank
yeah,
you.
honestly.
I feel validated.
You want to see what a human blood clot is.
I do really want to say how perfect I think Blaine's point was too. The fact that like I've watched these movies 100 times. So like I also think that there's scarier deaths to me in A Nightmare on Elm Street, but I have not even considered the fact that people consider their beds a safe place.
Okay, but can I just talk about what's actually scary in this, which is the fact that Johnny Depp, who's arguably an adult teenager, has a stuffed turkey vulture, a dinosaur print on his wall, and some sort of strange turtle / map, like a mask you get at like the beach on a resort.
He's eclectic. I think that's fair.
Okay.
That's also just teen boys. Like what they find like a fucking solid poop on the sidewalk, and they're like, "Wow, who has this?"
He's the same person
you know what
that
I need?
Decorate with empty liquor bottles.
Yeah, that's true.
Absolutely.
So I'm sorry, Stephanie. I totally cut you off. Go ahead.
No, that's literally the only point I had. I was like, the decor is more scary than the blood spurting out of the fucking toilet.
Fair. I just love it though. It's near the end of the movie. It's a well-timed kill. So again, the movie 3 out of 3, gore 3 out of 3, scary. I give it 1 out of 3, but again, subjective or objective. Subjective. I always get them confused. Subjective.
I always just use them interchangeably just in case one of them works.
Thank you. I love you doing your first. I give him a 3 out of 3 for did he deserve it, because his girlfriend was literally like, it's really important to me that you don't fall asleep right now. And he's like, fuck what you say. So bitch had it coming. Is it important? 2 out of 3. It is near the end. It is also one that forces a lot of the other adults to like take this seriously. So it's important, but again, not the most important in the movie. Style 3 out of 3. But I think every Freddy Krueger kill is.
I know he is the baddest bitch when it comes to style.
So much style. And then 2 out of 2 for happy points, because I mean,
because Glenn sucks.
Glenn fucking sucks. So, next slide.
Oh my goodness, yes.
The light on a man's heart.
Damn.
So
okay, I'm gonna be real quick. I'll BRB. Sorry.
Yes, no, you're perfect. Stephanie, this is your favorite movie.
I know.
Oh my! Do you want to tell us about this death?
Oh my god! Do I ever? This is the scene where Dr. Copper is performing a strange, like, trying to save this guy's life because he thinks he's having a heart attack, but obviously it's not that. He is getting fucking turned up and out by the thing, and then Dr. Copper's he's putting the defibrillator on him, and just watching this GIF, honestly, it's making me appreciate so much because I get to see all these special effects.
Yes, because this was the one they used the amputee for.
Oh, was it?
Yeah. Yep, they used an actual amputee to film this.
Oh my God. So that's pretty amazing. And also now it doesn't really make sense because like if you look at the GIF and you look where the guy doesn't have arms, it's kind of like doesn't make sense, but
Nope.
whatever. Um, and I mean, because they were going for like anatomical correctness when they made Norris's chest into
Obviously.
a strange toothy gum situation.
Mouth.
Mouth. And oh man, I just want to like freeze. I wish I could like freeze it when it opens so I
I
can see
know.
what they're assuming to be organs in there. But
Oh,
yeah,
right?
he goes real dead real fast.
It's so good.
Did not deserve.
It's just, and it's tricky too, because like I have this broken down where it's the movie The Murderer and the Victim. And it's tricky because the murderer you want to say is Norris, but it's not. It's the thing.
Yeah.
Norris is long dead.
None of these men, what's so interesting about this movie is it takes away all reason and accountability because it is none of the men and their only actions are their paranoia driven by the thing.
Terrifying.
Which, wow, but if I can say, the way they shellacked these fake stomach teeth to look like glistening is kind of like, it sort of looks like little, like, either like really old beef jerky or like quartz.
I just love anytime Stephanie can work in the word shellac into conversation, my heart soars.
Shellac. Yeah. I've never shellacked anything before. I don't even know what it is. Is that like
you
when you
shellac your nails?
Yeah.
Is it? Okay, I think I knew. But honestly, if only
it's like
they could have been
but harder.
Yeah.
What would have been great is if there were someone also doing Norris's like toenails at the time, and he's like, "I'm not done yet. I'm not dead yet.
Not dead.
I'm happy.
I'm feeling better."
No, you're
I
not.
am surprised that you chose this death. I mean, like, I don't know.
It's tricky.
Yeah, the
It's
thing
so hard.
like has a lot of good moitas to offer.
I
Do you
love
have a
this
favorite moita from the thing?
Oh gosh, I have.
It's a tough one.
To me,
I
and this
put you
is
on the
not
spot.
like I just think the dogs, that is the most creative fucking death I think I have ever seen, and it was incredible. Like it was heartbreaking, and I was like, God damn it! But honestly, I don't know that I have seen such a creative murder since.
I love all the deaths, and I love that death because I love the dogs like becoming one, and it really shows you. But you know which one I also love? What's his name? The fucking asshole, the stoner that gets like they're all tied up on the bench, and
oh shit, yeah.
He starts shaking and gets lifted, and he's a goofy looking motherfucker as it is. So they make him, he starts like shaking, and then just the way the prosthetic face starts to move around is
terrifying.
Fantastic.
I mean, yeah, I think, and we covered this movie. This was the first episode of ours. But
Palmer.
just the effects throughout this movie, incredible. Deserves all the recognition. I just unbeatable.
Great Mida.
A point in a column of a murder that I did not choose for this, which is the dogs too, is that I think it really does establish it as a monster movie.
It does. It does.
Which is so cool. I just cannot get over the effects of this mouth.
It's so great.
Good.
It's so great.
I'm a big fan, and it leads really, really well into my next one, which is Ready to Burn.
Yes.
Death by
my God.
And I think that's why I love the Thing one too, because it reminds me of this one so much. And I love Alien. I'm a huge Alien stan. So, which I did not love Alien the first time I watched it, by the way.
Really?
I thought it was a sci-fi movie.
Yeah.
So
and I'm not a big fan of space anyway. Like, that doesn't do anything for me.
Also, like, gross. There's literally no oxygen. What are you doing?
Dummy.
Well, and I also feel like a lot of times when series go to space, they're jumping the shark.
Yeah.
Like,
Jason X.
Yeah. Like, it seems like such a cheap trick to be like, let's put them on the moon. And you're like, okay. But in this instance, because like I said, I didn't realize it was a horror movie. So I was like ready for like Star Trek.
Yeah.
And then I watched it and I was like, this is not what I wanted. And then I watched it again and I was like, this is a good fucking movie. So we have Kane's famous chest bursting death out of 1959 Alien. The murderer is an alien fetus / newborn. I don't know at what point he died.
Yes.
but somewhere in that process. If you've seen anything in horror, you've seen this death. Fun fact, the cast did not know that this was coming when they were filming it. The reactions are real. Which I honestly, you freaked out that much? Like you were filming a movie.
Yes.
You knew shit was gonna happen.
Also, can I make a statement? If that's their reaction, I will say that John Hurt's character, I mean, his acting was impeccable.
Yes.
In this, beautiful. I mean, the way that he moved and the way, but their reactions, I mean, their reactions were good, but it wasn't like, I mean, they knew some, like you said, they knew some shit was going down. They're not like, this is a movie about pickles.
They're just like, what the fuck kind of pickle is that?
Fucking garlic, bread and butter, whatever. But I just
not kosher.
I just watched the clip, and what I love is that the way that the little alien like kind of pops up and like looks at him like, "Mama."
Yeah, and he like nuzzles a little. It's cute. I'm here for it.
Honestly, if he were not like so violent, he'd be cute.
So good. So this is a near perfect score of 18. We get a 3 out of 3 on the movie because again, didn't like it the first time, realized it was horror, loved it.
It's an acquired taste.
So good. And it fit. Yes, I think that's probably 100% true. Is that maybe it just takes a second watch too. Gore 3 out of 3. There's a really great photo somewhere of the original screening of Alien that shows people's reaction to this the first time it was in theaters. And it's so funny because there's like 8 people in frame and everyone's about to throw up, but there's this one guy in the back that's like, that's a good way to like he's like I like this movie. And that guy is my like brother from another realm. So 3 out of 3 gore, gore 3 out of 3, 2 out of 3 for scary because again, like it's not this, it's scary, but it's not the scariest I've ever seen. Did he deserve it? I give it a 2 out of 3 because they should have fucking quarantined him.
Yes. Okay. Let's get into this. I've been waiting for this fucking thing. First of all, they should have quarantined him. Second of all, what the fuck was he doing going off on his own? Like it was stated very clearly that they do not like they go in pairs. Like what? How fucking dumb do you have to be? Like I just, Kane. He's just irresponsible. Yeah, he deserves it.
The only reason that he didn't get a 3 out of 3 is because he was nicer to Ripley about it than the other jack off. Do you know what I mean? Yeah. But fuck him. Importance 3 out of 3. This is our first real interaction with this alien that will torture them for the rest of the time. Yeah. Style 3 out of 3. Again, one of the most iconic horror deaths. Yes, beautiful. And dopamine 2 out of 2 because baby.
I love the icon for style because it's just this fashionable, like it reminds me of David from Shits.
I was just saying, I call it the David Rose icon.
It's the David Rose icon, honestly.
So stylish.
Oh man.
So that brings us to our last of the top, which is per capita was dictated.
I honestly, I have to tell you, I want to watch the clip, but this movie scared the fuck out of me.
This movie fucked me up.
This
movie really fucked me up, and this death really in particular.
Oh man.
The only GIF I could find of this was on the website 123whatthefuck.me. Obviously. So just throwing that out there. If you don't love watching people slowly be decapitated, maybe skip this life.
I can't with this.
So death by slow self-decapitation with a side of witchcraft. The movie is 2018 supernatural thriller Hereditary. The murderer is a demon king of hell. I always fuck up the pronunciation of the name.
Oh, it's Payman.
Payman. Thank you. I always want to add another like E sound in there.
Right.
Respectfully king of hell. One of the kings of hell, rather. The victim is Annie, played by the amazing Toni Collette. The movie is a 3 out of 3. If you know me, you know that I fucking love Ari Aster. I worship anything he does. Big fan. 10 out of 10. 3 out of 3. Okay. Gore, 3 out of 3. It's a slow decapitation with like a piano fucking wire. It's good. It's
who thought pianos could be so violent?
It's beautiful. Everyone that worked in Looney Tunes was
That's true.
Scary, 3 out of 3. This death fucked me up for quite some time.
Man.
This was one of the few needing to sleep with a light on movies that I watched in recent years. And it fucked me up too because I like to be a person that like calls the end of a movie and I couldn't call it.
Oh, and, girl, did I ever tell you like I called this within the first 5 minutes?
I think you did.
I love that so much because it once again proves that we're made for each other.
Yeah, she did. I remember this. Also, can I just say this is so it feels I'm rereading Dante's Inferno, and it's just really weird because I'm thinking about all of these fucking people and like what circle of hell they would go in, all the people at the
Nice.
end. Oh my God, it's really interesting.
Yes.
So what circle of hell would she go
I
in?
don't know, but she's fucking the cuckoo Cocoa Puffs. I don't know.
I fucking love this murder so much, and I
don't
also
know.
love Toni Collette because her acting in this deserves 12,000 Oscars.
She can do whatever the fuck she wants. Like, she has earned the right to be in whatever movie and play whatever role. I don't give a shit.
She's very talented.
She has the perfect look on her face because she's like frozen because she's under the influence of witchcraft.
Right.
But she has to act entirely through her eyes. Because her face is like stone, and you somehow still understand that she's terrified and in pain and dying.
Can I also say, I'm pretty sure when I watched this movie, I was very drunk, and that was a mistake.
Oh yeah.
Because I was like ready for like a good old scary movie, and this was a good old like, wow, let me think about everything.
Yeah. I do have to say too, like, you know, when I think about it, the tail end of that movie in terms of scare factor, I totally get having to sleep with the lights on because the one thing I can't deal with, well, there are plenty of things I can't deal with, but one thing that I like will really get to me is the movement that's out of the corner of your eye or in the periphery. And so like all of the crawling on the walls and the people in the shadows and everything, that was what fucked me up in this movie.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
And
go ahead, Steph. I was gonna say, I think the most disturbing moment of this whole movie to me is I don't remember the son's name, but when he's in class and he just starts beating his own head against the desk, that gets me. That fucks me up every time.
Anything where people are like, I used to really like the movie The Strangers because it scared me because the idea. I lived in sort of a, you know, not rural, but we had like a big field in front of our house, like a big like lawn. And you know, like I could just see it. Yeah. And it scared me fucking shitless. And I think Travis was always like, "Oh, I don't think it's that scary." And I'm like, "But it's just the idea but this is real."
Well, especially because as a woman too.
Yeah.
Like,
yeah.
Well, that's like so. When I was in college and Lou had just graduated with his master's the year before, he had no money and he lived in this, what was basically originally a garage that was kind of half-assed converted into an apartment space. And like his rent was so low that like he got an extra $50 off if he mowed the lawn. Nice. But like I stayed with him a lot and it was basically like we were living with mice and it was so gross. And like it was a fucking garage, so there wasn't necessarily a proper lock on it. And like it was pretty hidden, and like anybody could basically, like, I feared that, you know, anybody could just like walk up and pound on the door and like get in or whatever. So like watching this or like any horror movies in that fucking shack, absolutely terrifying. So like when you talk about The Strangers, that's exactly what I think of, and we totally got off topic. So
that's amazing. I watched that movie the first time at a drive-in, and that was a fucking mistake. That was a fucking mistake. Like
that's fucking
drive-in
awesome.
in Pennsylvania. So like you're driving home in fields and through woods and shit, and you're like, well, this life has been fun, I guess.
I don't need anything else right now.
Yeah, it's fucking terrifying. I also 10 out of 10 if you ever get to do drive-in horror movies. The Mahoney does them a lot. Do it.
We saw when we were in the Finger Lakes, we saw it's that movie with the guy from Downton Abbey, and they're in a cabin, and it's this elaborate murder plot, and it was fucking creepy as fuck to watch it outside.
I didn't see I didn't watch Downton Abbey.
Oh my God, it's such a good show.
I think that's my takeaway, but
literally.
I just love the way Stephanie describes movies. Like, you know what I'm talking about, and it's like, nope.
Wait, I'm gonna tell you right now. Hold on. Hold on, I'm telling you right now. Dan Smith, that is not him. Nope.
It is not this.
Downton Abbey cast? Let's find it out the way.
I wouldn't worry about it.
And we're going with, where the fuck is this man? They had some smoking hot actors in this show.
Sure.
Honestly.
Yes, I believe you. I will not be watching this.
You can continue because this is in no way going to be quick. So please continue.
So yeah, this gets a 19 out of 20. It's close. So we have a 3 out of 3 for movie because again, Ari Aster, I worship you.
Yes.
3 out of 3 for horror. Legitimately one of the like scariest horror level, or not horror, gore, because like you just see blood spurting out of her neck as she slowly decapitates herself, which is fun, and it's
so
very well lit, by the way.
Yes.
Like she's in an attic and the light, like not net, it's like a treehouse attic-y thing. So the light coming in really beautifully and just illuminating it. Scary, 3 out of 3. Are you fucking kidding me? Did she deserve it? I give her a 2 out of 3. This is where we don't get the full 20 because I just wish she would have just embraced her mother's witchcraft.
Yeah.
Right. What would have been so tough about that?
Honestly, if she had done that, she would have just like fully been able to just continue it. They could have had bake sales. They could have made stuff with newts. Also, the movie's called The Rental, and his name is Dan Stevens. I took me that.
I never would have guessed that.
Oh, The Rental.
Yeah, it
was that the one with the
hidden cameras?
Yes. Okay. Yeah. That one was.
Yeah, it was fun to watch at a drive-through.
Yeah, that is fun.
Yeah.
Watching it at a drive-through would have been stressful.
Tedious. So we get a 19 out of 20, which is the closest we get to a perfect murder, because I don't think that you can have both it being scary and them totally deserving it in totality.
Wow.
So next slide. That was not the good sound. There we go.
Oh, that was a good one.
We have 2 honorable mentions. We have Dead Alive, the entire scene.
Yeah.
Just the whole thing. I linked to it. You need to be signed into YouTube in order to view it because it is age restricted. So just,
that movie is a lot.
Yeah, I did eat a hot dog.
I think it's so funny that it's age restricted when it's like the fakest blood.
But it's just disgusting. Like
it's just a lot. I honestly
put a baby in a blender.
Yeah, that's true. I mean,
just one.
Honestly,
I mean, it's not like it's a bunch. Or
I was literally in moments away.
Like that's the best part of that movie.
I was moments away from saying that. I was like, this movie really didn't hit me that hard. And you're like, they put a baby in a okay.
Also, like they were eating scab soup. Like
yeah, okay, that's fine. Yep, we're right. I need to reevaluate my life, honestly.
So yeah, that whole fucking scene obviously is just an honorable mention. And then we also have another Nightmare on Elm Street. This is the scariest one to me. This is when Philip becomes a puppet. I have a thing about tendons.
Okay.
I just
that creeps me out. I don't even know this scene.
This is when in his dreams, Philip becomes a puppet via the tendons in his arms and legs, very in sync style. And then he marionettes him right out of a window, convinces everyone else on the property that it was a suicide, which makes it even scarier because you're left with that like unknown, or not unknown, but like please believe me kind of thing.
Right.
So yeah, horrifying. That was another honorable mention. I wish that I did the top 100 because holy shit, there was a lot to dig through. But this is what we landed on, and. That was some good.
Oh my god!
Good job! Holy shit!
Was fantastic, and also I really love that we threw in some very like obscure, like we threw in zombie too.
Yeah.
And I love that we got back to American Psycho because that is really honestly people don't really talk about that movie anymore, and it was
and they should.
It's really psychological and just so fucking balls to the wall. We don't see his balls, but I imagine they could be on the wall.
Yes.
And that was fucking amazing, Emily.
Thank you. I'm so excited.
I now I want like your top 20, Midas.
Yeah.
Honestly.
This is so much fun. Like this is something like if we weren't recording, we could just go all night talking about our favorite movies.
So, can I just say, Blaine, what was the movie when we had Halloween and we were all 3 together, and then Blaine and I ate frozen shrimp tails, watching
very drunk, eating frozen scramps.
We were watching Texas Chainsaw, and there's the one Marita where he literally saws the whole dude in half.
That was on my list. On my list.
Chainsaw 3D.
Oh god.
Wait, that was what?
Like Texas Chainsaw.
On my list.
Yes. That one was really fun.
It was a lot of fun.
Good.
Yeah. I watch it whenever I'm just like, you know what? I just want to see Alexander Daddario just
End of sentence.
going nuts. Yeah.
I just want to see her.
Yeah.
Yeah, that movie was pretty crazy. Wait, Blaine, do you have like a Moida that you really
Right.
like that wasn't on this list?
It did. So talking about Freddy Krueger brought up Freddy versus Jason.
Uh-huh.
And I love the beginning where the like super misogynistic boyfriend just gets done fucking ginger snaps and like I'm terrible at this. But and like so ginger snaps is in the shower and then fucking Jason comes in and just like folds the bed in half and folds boyfriend up like backwards like with the bed and just like
Yes.
and out and all you see is just like blood like dripping from the sides of the bed. Oh, fantastic. Beautiful. Gorgeous.
Good motive.
That's
But
fucking
there's so many
amazing.
others.
I think if I had one that I really like, that I'm just thinking off the top of my head, this is just because it's one of like the first ones I'd ever seen, I think. I really like in Scream the murder of the boyfriend of Drew Barrymore's boyfriend right in the first few minutes. Because you don't actually see it happen, but you see his fucking all guts from the back come out.
Well, and you hear the
The ripping.
Yeah, the slash.
Yeah,
you hear him
and
grunting.
to
It's
me,
so great.
that was almost worse because it's like this murderer is so good that you don't even fucking see him. He's like fucking like twerking behind the guy, making it happen. And yeah, that one was I just like that one.
You
And
know
also
what other
like
one?
I don't think you die that quickly. Like they just immediately die.
Right.
I mean,
know,
who's to say?
I mean,
Who among us hasn't died very quickly upon being
say,
set?
who's
When you
to
make that sound, you're dead.
Another
actually a great
murder. Another murder that comes to mind, which is just iconic. I mean, you can't beat it in both iterations of the book, but in it, when Georgie has his arm bitten off by Pennywise, fantastic, beautiful. I
Yeah.
mean, the original in the 1991, or is it 1990? Either way, in the original made-for-TV movie with just the giant teeth of Pennywise. When I was a kid, that fucking shit like just knocked it out of the park for me.
Yeah.
And then in the remake, in 2017, gorgeous. Absolutely
Yeah.
gorgeous. And you actually get to see the fallout of Georgie. Like he's still alive, he's still crawling around in the like the pool of blood in the street. Gorgeous. 10 out of 10. Would die again.
I still need to see the second one that they just released like 2 years ago. I still haven't seen it.
It's on something streaming. I can't remember what.
It's literally everywhere, and I'm just like, anytime I'm wanting to start it, I'm like, okay, what's my investment? 3 hours and 45 minutes. Okay, well, fuck.
Yeah.
Like, I gotta find. I almost gotta like. I don't have that much free time. Like, I just don't.
I feel the same way with movies that I know are gonna make me cry. I'm like, can I devote my evening to weeping? Like, should I watch Les Mis or should I eat today?
No.
Wait, I have this isn't a moida, but it's a death like I've been thinking about it a lot and I don't it's one of the last movies I saw in theaters. It was whenever Little Women came out.
Keep going.
Whenever Little Women came out, the new one, and I got to see it in like an art house theater, and so the theater was packed because it was a brand new movie, and the theater is right next to a brewery, so people will get drunk, they'll bring their beer to the theater, and they'll continue their good time. So, like, the people behind me, I was sitting in the front row, and the only other available seats were the people behind me next to the old lady I really didn't want anything to do with. Nice. And so, like, those people come in, and they're trashed. And, like, I became very aware immediately that they did not know anything about Little Women. They hadn't read the book. They didn't know Beth from Adam. And so, like, whenever
such a good insult that you could just hurl at people.
And so like they're also talking through the movie because they're drunk.
Right.
And so like it's obvious they don't know anything about this fucking movie. So when Beth finally kicks it,
Right,
like
sure.
the woman behind me is weeping about this. And I want so badly to turn around and be like, you goon.
Right.
Beth is the worst. Like, fuck you.
you.
You know nothing.
Can I just say, someone getting drunk with no concept of what Little Women is, that is the last fucking movie that I'm like, you know what I want? I want a good time. Little
Women.
Little
Keep this
Women.
good time going. Let's watch someone die of fucking typhoid.
Les Bon Temps Roulette. Not for hunting.
Do we want to watch the Seth Rogen movie? Nah. Let's watch Little Women.
Honestly, they're like, we were looking for Hot Tub Time Machine 7, but this is fine. This is totally fine.
Just because you took your vaccine does not mean that you can watch Hot Tub Time Machine 7.
Yeah, this is what I think about in my spare time, is that one time I hated someone for not reading a book before watching a movie, and how it interrupted my good time and hating Beth.
I almost yelled at a toddler during my lifelong dream of seeing Wicked on Broadway. So, you know, we all have that moment.
Meanwhile, I'm that bitch that
Like,
fell asleep.
I will defy gravity for you.
Child, this is Wicked.
No time for your tomfoolery.
Meanwhile, I'm that bitch that went to Broadway, saw Lion King, fell asleep in the first 10 minutes.
Oh my god.
This is me. This is me.
You're like, I've seen this. It doesn't go.
I was like, I saw this.
Big
Why are
line.
they not cartoons? Doesn't make sense. I sleep now.
She's like singing along. Oh, I just can't wait to begin. She's like, what? Start singing Little Mermaid halfway through. What? Where am I?
I want to be where the people.
Oh my god.
Which one's Cinderella? I fell asleep.
I'm just gonna go to all these different shows and be like, I didn't fully watch it through. To be honest,
I did not do the homework. Let's have a good time.
You know what? I'm just here to party. I'm just here to party. I'm here at the Little Mermaid to party.
Oh my god. Who is it really?
That was such a good fucking presentation. I loved it.
Thank you.
It was
so
amazing.
excited. It was a blasty blast.
I would never fall asleep during this. I would during The Lion King, yes, but
Well,
not.
we'll get some more wine. We'll see what happens.
Yeah, well, wine. There's no telling what I'll do.
Oh man.
Thank you, Emily. This was a treat.
Final words or things we want to say?
Yes. What do you guys think?
Support the trans community.
Yep.
They're beautiful, wonderful people who deserve to be treated like people and have the same rights as everybody else.
That feels like a good note to end on, always.
I agree.